It's week 1, day 2 of the 2024 growing season, and I screwed up my ranunculus corms. Last spring, we grew ranunculus in the hoop house for the first time. I pre-sprouted 100 corms of amandine and labelle ranunculus in mid-January 2023, and then planted them out in the hoop house in mid-March. Even with the wildly fluctuating spring weather, with 80-degree temperatures in April and then back down in the 20s in May, we still managed to keep the ranunculus alive long enough for them to start to bloom, at which point the aphids pretty much did them in. Once the foliage had died back, I dug up the corms and put them in mesh trays to dry out before they would be stored away for the season. Except I forgot that last part, and the corms wound up sitting in the mesh trays on a shelf in the hoop house all summer long. When I was digging up the dahlia tubers in the fall, I noticed the trays of ranunculus corms, and judging by the state of them, I figured they were toast. They looked awful, just completely shriveled up. So I ordered fresh corms to try again in 2024. But I didn't throw out the trays of corms. Instead, I put them in the basement and went back to ignoring them again for a few more months. Now that it's January, I thought I'd at least give some of them a try. I cleaned off the remaining dirt as best I could, and then put the corms in mesh bags to soak for 4 hours. They looked a little better afterwards, but I wasn't optimistic. Fast forward almost 3 weeks, and I can't believe how many actually sprouted. Initially, I only started 4 trays with about 10 to 15 corms in each one. And while some of the corms didn't sprout, enough of them did that it was clearly worth it to try the rest. I already have over 100 sprouts, with the last 6 trays just started this past week. I actually split some of the larger corms just to see what would happen. Now, I don't want to give the wrong impression. This is definitely not the way to treat your ranunculus. I had no expectations that any of these corms were viable. It was just a pleasant and very lucky surprise. My plan for these ranunculus is to get them into the hoop house in February with some additional cover to try to get them established and growing a little sooner than last year. That way, I'm not risking any of the new corms, but still have a chance of blooms before Mother's Day.